Hello. Welcome to Pick Central. Today is February 11th. If I'm hosting, we got a kind of a wild group of people here. Got Ken Jack, Hubs, Vibs. Gonna talk some NBA today. But first, let's talk some Evan Williams bourbon. Evan Williams is game day's #1 pour, and you'll find them cheering with fans in every corner. They don't play favorites. They don't pick sides. From center court to the gridiron and everywhere in between, if you're a fan of Kentucky's first distiller, you should consider yourself a part of Bourbon Nation. Known for its smooth, approachable profile, featuring caramel.
Caramel's Indiana, right?
Yeah, caramel.
It is.
Yeah.
I think that's what Eagleton in Parks and Rec was based off of.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think so.
Vanilla and oak. So caramel, that's pretty good. Caramel, vanilla, and oak. With hints of spice and sweetness. It works well for sipping straight on the rocks or as a base in cocktails like the old-fashioned. I know Vibsy and I were driving to Kentucky. We were talking bourbon. And at one point, we just started screaming Evan Williams.
We were.
Evan Williams! Evan Williams!
If it's made in Kentucky, it's bourbon. Anywhere else, it's not real.
And if it's Evan Williams,
If it's Evan Williams,
it's the best bourbon.
It's the best.
You too can get in your car. You can scream Evan Williams. It's fun. So do that. Enjoy game day's #1 pour by now. Join Bourbon Nation. Scream Evan Williams. Enjoy responsibly. 21 plus. Evan Williams Kentucky Straight Bourbon, Bardstown, Kentucky. 43 to 45% alcohol volume. Go get your Evan Williams today.
Is it really in Bardstown?
Yeah, we went through Bardstown.
We went through there.
That's why we were screaming Evan Williams.
Yeah. Wow.
A lot of
But
shorts there.
I would say to Bardstown, very nice town. We drove right through it. Very nice downtown.
Nice little downtown.
They had a boon when The Simpsons aired, I'm sure.
Bardstown?
You said Bart, right?
Bard. Yeah.
Correction. Sorry.
So when I host, what we do is very important. We do news at the top. The biggest stories.
Can I say this?
News at the top.
I don't like when you host and immediately you go, well, this is gonna suck. This is different. This is weird.
I didn't say it was gonna suck.
You basically did.
We pulled
What did I
these
say?
people from the street.
Yeah, we got some shitty guests here.
No, I never said shitty. You got that's an inferiority complex you guys have for yourself. This is a great panel. This is a hand-picked NBA panel. This is going to be an amazing show. But first off, though, you're getting in the way of news at the top. The biggest story right now: Kellen Moore gets hired as the Saints head coach. What do we think about that? He leaves the Eagles, was offensive coordinator. Young's only 36. Any opinions on that?
I think he's not very good. I think.
Oh my goodness!
He came into two situations which he was like. It's a kind of almost a dream for an offensive coordinator. Where like as far as Eagles and Cowboys, right? He comes in the Cowboys right as they're getting prime. Ezekiel Elliott, their offensive line's one of the best in the league. He has Dak coming into his own, and then he goes to Philly, which obviously the best roster in all football.
He was the Chargers, right?
And then when the 1 year that he had adversity, when he goes to the Chargers, and they're like, "Hey, I'm going to come here. I'm going to fix the run game. I'm going to make sure our offensive line is good." Both bottom in the league. He was horrible. He was a terrible, terrible coordinator. So I think he's in two situations where he was like dream situation. He did okay, did good, won the Super Bowl, sure. But then he's going to go to the Saints and be good? I don't think so.
That was still the Staley Chargers, right?
That was Staley.
All right, so I
did not touch the offense.
Yeah, no, I don't care. But like his stink was all over that organization. So
I'm saying, like,
I don't count anything that Kellen Moore did in the Chargers.
I'm saying like he faced though it's the one time he had adversity, and he's going to go to the Saints, and that's going to be great for him, like it was with the Eagles.
I mean, the Saints might be unwinnable. Like it's an unwinnable team.
No quarterback. Like he's going to have to ship out Derek Carr. Like I don't know what they do.
What's worse, the Kellen Moore with the Chargers, or you with those headphones? You're really
apparently me.
What's going on? What's happening? You don't want to put them on your head?
Straight off my head, dude.
All right, it's okay. So you think he's gonna be terrible?
I think he's going to stink at least for the
Saints have problems. Saints are in cap hell.
Yeah.
They are not a good team. They're always in cap hell. They're in cap hell right every year. Every year you look at like who has like what space for cap. They're always like minus 40.
Minus a ton.
They're always. I guess they're trying to move Derek Carr. It sounds like there's been talk of that. The Jets were linked very remotely. That would be a disaster.
They said that last year too, I think.
Yeah,
it was like a deadline thing. Yeah.
I feel like we've been saying that for a while. So Kellen Moore, you're down on him. You guys are ambivalent. Hopeful.
Yeah, it doesn't make it move for me.
No.
You know,
Who does?
Not at all. I think he's going to be there for like 2 to 3 years. They'll get rid of him. They'll have okay drafts. They just need a quarterback.
He's young, 36. That's exciting.
I think he'll be gone in a couple of years.
The NFC South also sucks, which helps him.
True.
Both Souths are terrible. Like AFC
It's a long time coming for him though. Like I feel like people thought he was gonna
36.
Well, like he was with the Cowboys for so long.
Yeah.
I feel like people thought he was just gonna take over and be the head coach there.
Oh.
Never happened. Philly had an amazing roster.
Yes.
it's honestly hard to like not once Hurts gets going. Like there's so many weapons on offense there. So yeah, it's gonna be a different world for him in New Orleans. I think it truly is an unwinnable roster there. So
and that goes to Ken Jack's point. Ken Jack's
yeah.
Like, all right, yeah, you can win with it, and some people are just with a good team. You can be great, absolutely. But how are you with the shitty team? Saints are pretty shitty, and the evidence looks like not that great.
Even on the Cowboys, like he kind of coached in the middle of that like down period for the Eagles, the dog shit Giants, the dog shit Commanders. Like he was in a great situation there, and then the Eagles, he's like on the best constructed roster in all football. It's like that's two great situations.
Counter is like, what else are they gonna do? The Saints.
They're too late. They got into this way too late.
Well, they didn't though. I think they were always linked. I think they were always going to get more, so it wasn't that
I think
late.
they thought they were going to get McCarthy. McCarthy said no.
Yeah.
But then since then, though, it's been more for weeks. We're just waiting for the season to end. So I don't think they got in late. I think this is the guy that they kind of want.
No, but I'm saying I think at the
McCarthy.
start of the cycle,
Right.
they were like, we're going to get McCarthy.
Yes.
If McCarthy leaves Dallas, we're going to get McCarthy. And then McCarthy's like, I don't want this.
Yeah.
You could argue the Saints should have gotten an earlier jump start because they fired their coach. Remember, they got that guy Rizzi, who I guess was.
Yeah. People loved him.
They liked him, and he was one of the finalists.
Though that's not the reason to hire someone, as we just saw with Antonio Pierce.
That's a great example. Other news that's important, I think probably more important to me and Hubs. Kenley Jansen goes to the Angels, 1 year, $10 million deal. Angels proving to be the old folks' home of Major League Baseball.
Hilarious.
Absolute disaster of a franchise. Should be embarrassed themselves. Now, you could say, all right, maybe the Kenley Jansen in a vacuum isn't the worst move. You could go get him, and then you could trade him at the deadline. But I don't really know what you're going to get back for Kenley Jansen. And not like you're going to get like a lion's share of guys. But
I think the Angels are smart enough to have that plan right now.
I don't know what they're doing.
I don't think they are.
And honestly, I think it's a bad move because go give a young guy the closing job. You could, or even a younger guy, you could get a lot more for that guy than you would ever get for Kenley Jansen.
Are the Angels just spending money to spend money so it looks like they're doing something?
Yeah, they
There's a lot of that.
Yeah.
big fans of that.
That's what they did with like they went and made the trade for Jorge Soler. Like you look at some of the moves they made, it's a lot of like, see, we did something. We got Kikuchi, we did something. And it's like, well, yeah, but you're still gonna go, 70 and 92 at best.
And that's being generous.
And that's being kind, right? I think they're gonna be horrible, right, Phil?
Yeah. Also, Kenley, he has 447 career saves, so not gonna get 500 this year, but
that's why he took. That's why he took the Angels job was to get closer to 500.
Oh yeah, you want
so
to
he
close.
can hit it next year.
Like the Mets had interest, but I think he
wants
told
to
them,
close.
"I want to close." He doesn't want to be a setup guy.
Which I kind of get. He already has a World Series ring, so what the fuck? Why not, right?
Yeah,
Get
now
the
you're
500 saves. Now you're trying to get the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, I was gonna say like you kind of need 500 saves to get into the Hall of Fame if you're him.
I don't know. If you look at his stats and Craig Kimbrell's stats, they're very similar.
Kimbrell's another guy that made you take a 1-year deal for.
Well, he's still out there.
He's also not good.
He's also not. But let's talk some NBA. We have a pretty big game tonight. We have Pacers and Knicks. Before we get to that, though, I do want to talk about what happened last night at the Mavericks game.
Disgrace.
This is bullshit.
Disgrace.
They threw out a fan. A fan had a Fire Nico sign, which is not offensive at all. It's fine. I think every fan should have a voice. It's not like didn't write like "fuck you" or anything like that. Or nothing bad. And the Mavericks, the cowardly Mavericks, threw him out of the arena.
I would also add to that.
Please do.
We're not showing fans on the Jumbotron since the trade, and then this is the first time they did that. They're like, oh, this guy's smiling, and he just completely
Good for him.
Sabotage.
Waiting for his moment.
Fire Nico, trick the guy completely.
Why shouldn't fans be allowed to say that? That's totally on.
Well, no, the thing is too, it's
totally fair game.
It's such a microcosm of everything that organization has done the last week, which is everything wrong, obviously. And they didn't see that this was going to backfire. They were like, "Oh, let's just kick him out. Like this is a one unruly fan." It caused the whole arena to boo. It's gonna, and now, either you're not going to be able to show fans the rest of the year because they're just going to continue to do this, or it's going to continue to happen. Either way, it's really bad.
Yeah.
They didn't see that was going to be a bad thing.
And
they've had a bad pulse on this since before the trade happened.
Horrible.
They thought the fans didn't like Doncic. I don't know what they were thinking here. Or they thought they would be so excited about getting AD.
It is so fascinating to see an organization fumble this so badly.
Also, would have went away if they didn't kick him out. Like I feel like it would have been like everyone would have seen the clip and been like, "Oh, that's funny," and then
100%
just disappeared.
100%. Now that you do that, you create this whole storyline for that.
Just shitstorm around it now instead. It's very
Also, they're kicking Luka on the way out. Basically, just called him a fat too. Like just a smear campaign. Like that's the other part that like adds to it. It's like it's one thing to trade a guy, but like this is like burning bridges. Like I don't remember it that well. What was it like when like Nash went
to the Lakers?
No.
Oh, left the Mavericks to
Yeah.
the Suns.
Oh, nothing like that. I mean,
Yeah.
he wasn't a huge name.
Like a
then.
cornerstone.
I was
It would
gonna
be
say,
like a
like-
He
huge-
really he became a superstar in Phoenix.
Yeah.
Because that's like Mark Cuban's biggest regret. Obviously, like he's not
Right,
together
of
anymore. But
course.
like he always says, like he wishes Nash and Dirk could have played together longer.
This reminds me of like when the Red Sox got rid of Francona, and then they leak stuff to the Globe saying, "Oh, this guy's addicted to prescription pills. He cheats on his wife." All this like kind of like really shitty stuff. This feels a little bit like that. It's like dirty pool bullshit the Mavericks did. You're right. You're absolutely right, Phil. Oh, he's not conditioned right. He's fat-toed.
By the way, he couldn't have looked skinnier walking in.
Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah, he
God!
looked
I know.
great.
It's like he
Thinnest
took
man
like
alive.
he took like some super fast Ozempic or something
Yeah.
to look even skinnier than he's not out of shape in general, but he looks skinny.
Or he was wearing Spanx. They had him like duct taped. on.
Yeah,
It was
yeah.
like,
Yeah.
You got it. Suck
Honestly.
it in. Suck it in.
It might have been that.
And the news dump of the century on Super Bowl Sunday.
Yeah.
It went from Anthony Davis, oh, it's not that serious, to, oh, he might need season-ending surgery.
He had like the half of his life, and then all of a sudden it was like, oh yeah, he might be dead.
His first quarter was so good that I was like,
Like,
hold on a
oh,
second. Is this going to
yeah.
work? No.
Played too hard.
And then Gafford gets hurt last night. So
Yeah.
and to top it all off, Jason Kidd just didn't do a press conference last night, which I don't think that's allowed.
I don't think that's ever happened in
Like
NBA
ever.
history.
Like a coach just does. You have to do a press
You have
conference.
to sit there and eat shit. That's kind of like the downside.
part of the job.
So are they? Is there a really bad Anthony Davis injury report coming out today?
Feel like you got to be thinking.
Like, is he out for the year?
That's what like they're saying. Like it's
Surgery
indefinite. Like
When
it
they-
could happen.
When they immediately said he's out for a month, immediately it's like, oh fuck, that's not
Well,
good.
because that was what he was dealing with already.
yeah,
right?
you re-injured
Yes.
And
it.
he just yeah.
So they went and traded the guy who wasn't conditioned for the guy who was hurt. Great
Like,
job.
let's
guys.
say he's healthy in a month. The Mavericks should be like out of the play-in range. Like it can mean nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
By the way, and then the end of that game, I don't know if you guys saw. So Klay Thompson, they run an incredible out of a timeout play. Klay Thompson hits a big three, take the lead, place going nuts, and then they double DeMar DeRozan. He steps right through, hits the
Yeah.
like with like 0.5 left to just rip their hearts out, as if it couldn't get any worse.
Yep.
It's truly Murphy's law right now. The Mavericks are just Murphy's law.
It did get worse because then Doncic
did,
would play
yeah.
pretty well for the Lakers.
Play look good.
Yeah, he missed some threes, but like, it's just
1 for 7.
But in general, like I mean, everyone's gonna I think talk about that cross court like chest pass that he had to full court chest pass to LeBron. It's just like, man, this is gonna be really fun for them.
And for
yeah.
first game back from injury,
He's also is now gonna have more spacing.
Yep.
He was going nuts, and he said he's been on fire lately. But LeBron just looks rejuvenated. He's playing defense now. That's
He's gonna have to.
very fucking.
He's gonna. I will say this Lakers team is not good.
They're gonna need to get a buyout center.
Yeah, they
Sure.
I think they just got Alex Len.
Alex Len
Boo.
hated like
Yeah.
his
Oh, is
he
deal
still
with
in the
someone
league?
else.
Right. But yeah, center's big. They need a center.
Like Jackson Hayes, what this did for his career, like that guy's just gonna have 6 alley-oops a game.
dude, in the opening like 5 minutes, he had like 3 alley-oops.
And out
crazy.
of halftime as well, it was the same thing. So Jackson Hayes could average like 20 points a game just off of alley-oops.
Just standing neat
That's
close
what
by.
Luka just gets into the paint. He controls so much, and then you're gonna also have LeBron on the wing, and then it's just fucking
Yeah.
throw this
Just
right.
a
up
little
the guy's
toss
face.
straight up.
Yeah, I don't know if they can beat the Thunder, because with Williams they could have, but now that's obviously. But then that's a whole other story where the Hornets are now fighting the NBA
Yes, they are.
on
Yeah.
that. So I don't know what's going to come of
That is a funny
It
wrinkle.
almost feels like something where like you protest a call and nothing ever happens. Like I don't know what's going to happen if this.
Playing this game under protest.
Yeah, like I don't know what's going to. They're not going to make the trade happen now, right? Like I don't think that's going to.
I mean, it's
that's a tough rescinding trade to happen to them because they really needed a center.
sometimes. So this is tough because it's up against the deadline. But I've seen it before in other sports where a trade might get kind of muddied because someone's hurt, and then you might need to add extra players on the back end to make it more equal.
Yeah,
But now with the fact that it's post deadline,
Yeah, it's really-
there's
really-
nothing that you
yeah.
can do.
Really weird.
This happened in MLB in 2016 when the Padres traded Colin Ray to the Marlins, and he got Tommy John surgery like the first start like afterwards. And I think AJ Preller got suspended like literally a month for that, for like lying about medicals.
That's lying about the medicals. I think maybe better comp might be like Mike Soroka in 2001 with the White Sox. He traded the Blue Jays for David Wells. There was no line there; they just didn't know, and he was hurt, and they had to add guys.
So they had to like actually, and that Colin Ray trade got like redone. Like he just went back.
I saw an interesting future today. Believe it or not, the Thunder have a better odds to win the NBA title than the Celtics. Does that shock you guys?
Yeah, especially because the Celtics are in the East.
In a repeat.
It's a way harder journey for the Thunder.
The Thunder are plus 230. The Celtics are plus 235. So very close, but still the Thunder are ahead of them.
Where are the Cavs in that?
The Cavs are plus 750. They're next. The Knicks are plus 1,000.
That is shocking because it's a harder Memphis can give them hell. Denver could give them hell. Denver's look good. The Lakers obviously are new and improved.
Yep.
The Rockets have kind of hit the skids a little bit, but
Clippers have Ben Simmons now, so fucking look out.
yeah, but the Rockets, like, with all their young talent, could give you an annoying series. They probably
I feel like they're a year away from being
probably
really
and then Minnesota, like, maybe they get it going a little bit.
By the way, Minnesota plus 5 to 50 to 1 basically.
Yeah, like, I'm just saying because they have Edwards. Like, you can't truly count them out. But that's like, and then you turn to the East, and it's like there's like 3 teams that could challenge Boston.
I will say though, the 3 of the top
Knicks
4
6,
though are East. You know, you got the Thunder at plus 230, then it's Celtics, Cavs, and Knicks.
Yeah.
I would say maybe
I think the Cavs are a fraud
that
team.
might be the 3 teams being the East is because the bottom of the East, you know, it's like there's an upper echelon in the Eastern Conference.
What do you mean by fraud?
Fraud is in they are playing their record is not indicative of who they are. Now, are they a playoff team? Sure. I don't believe they are this team.
I don't think they're a championship team, but I think they could definitely make it to the Eastern Conference Finals. Like, I don't think they're frauds.
That's fine.
They're very good.
But what's their winning percentage like? Let me pull that up right. They're basically playing at like a championship clip. I don't think they're that. I don't think they're a 43-10 team.
Who are you talking about right now?
Cleveland.
Cavs.
Oh, okay. I think you're talking about I'm sorry. I think you're talking about the Pacers. For
Oh, no. Yeah, I got defensive. But I think the Cavs are very good.
Cavs.
I get what you're saying, and I think they started off the season, and everyone's like, this is kind of fake. They shouldn't.
I love that the Hawks just gifted them Hunter.
That was wild.
Yeah. He's having a fantastic year, like kind of like peaking in his career, and then now he just joins the fucking Cavs and makes them even deeper. That being said,
could they make the Eastern Conference Finals? Sure, but I don't see them. I don't see them making an NBA Finals. That would stun me.
I think they'll lose to like a Boston.
Or the Knicks.
Maybe the Knicks.
I think the Knicks are better than them.
If the Knicks have Mitch back, Mitch is kind of their kryptonite. Now, obviously, that is a big question mark right now because he hasn't played this year, but he's about to come back. But Mitch gives them problems down low. And the Knicks kind of have their number in the playoffs at least. I feel like Cavs have been really good.
Let's talk a little Pacers.
With Bickerstaff, though, I don't think he's the best. That was their coach last year. I don't think he's the best.
They've been really fucking good this year.
Playoff coach, and I think they're legit this year. I think they. I don't think
Well,
they beat the
if they
Celtics,
made
but
it to the NBA Finals, that wouldn't surprise you.
No.
43-10.
I know,
they
but
are very good.
I just don't
play. They play
I don't
defense.
believe it yet. Maybe it's just a block I have.
Kind of deep too. Like there's a lot. They throw a lot of guys at you.
I might be being unfair.
I think you are.
Okay.
Yeah.
Pacers, Knicks. So looking at the Knicks, I was looking at this earlier this week. All of the Knicks starters are averaging 34.6 minutes a game or more. I mean, they are just
tracks.
It has changed recently.
I mean, that's a year average.
I know, but there's a trend now. Tibbs is playing like 8 to 9 guys now.
I mean, it is, but that's still an incredible amount of minutes. And I will say, to their credit, though, everyone's played 47 or more games, so they have been staying pretty healthy.
Those players want to play that many minutes. They enjoy being like they're not like a complete.
Yeah, that's wonderful, but you're also leaving yourself up for what happened at the end of last year.
I am telling you, it's trending in a different way right now when they're playing better. Don't obviously ignore the Celtics game on Saturday. But they're playing more guys.
So Knicks Pacers tonight. Is this a probably bigger game for the Pacers than the Knicks?
Knicks need to right the ship. I mean, they were embarrassed on Saturday.
Pacers have been playing pretty well lately.
Pacers have been playing a lot better.
They were playing very well in January. They just went on a West Coast road trip, not playing very well. They lost to Portland, got blown out by the Luka-less, LeBron-less
But
Lakers.
overall, like
they've been the best team in the NBA from the new year. Yeah, for sure. You said the Knicks are playing more minutes. Are they a deeper team this year? Because I thought they lost a lot of their depth. Or they're playing more guys. Sorry.
Playing a little more guys. Like, I mean, obviously Mitch isn't back yet. So when Mitch comes back, then they get.
He may not be back till like March.
He is like practicing though, in 5-on-5s, and he got clear for contact. Like what's OG status? Is he?
I wouldn't expect him back till the All-Star, like after All-Star break. Like he's
so
questionable
bad.
tonight, but like I wouldn't expect him to play.
They need him so bad.
Yeah.
But I mean, Campaign's out there. Landry Shamit's out there. They're playing more guys.
You're also missing guys too. You're not
Every now and then you get Ariel Hawk-Porty playing some minutes. Like
you're not gonna have like Turner. You're not gonna.
Yeah. So tonight I don't know if Miles Turner is playing.
Bride.
Yeah.
Pacers are 14-4 their last 18. I mean, and 5 of the last 7. They've been playing pretty.
They've been playing great. Like I said, they're the best team in the NBA since January 1st or whatever.
That's impressive.
Yeah, so they were in Paris. They flew out there. Then they did the West Coast road trip, and now they're back for one game at home. And I'm not confident in the Pacers tonight, especially if they don't have Miles Turner. I think they're gonna get killed.
He always cooks us.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm staying away from betting on the Pacers. The Pacers are +3 underdog.
Put 2.5 right now.
2.5. They just went down.
Really? It was 1 last night.
Yeah, it was 3 this morning and then 2.5 right before I walked in here.
1 to 3 might have been the Miles Turner, and maybe that affects that.
Maybe.
So the Pacers back at home, they need to right the ship. I could see them, coming out playing very well. Halliburton did not play well on the road trip.
It's so fascinating to me, man.
I mean,
he can look so bad on a court and then just so dominant at other times. Like it's so inconsistent.
Yeah. Oh, I chalk it up that he's 24 years old. Like he's a kid, and I blogged about it a billion times. But you got your LeBrons and your Anthony Edwards that are like superstars when they're 16 and they're just ready. They have that killer mentality. Halliburton's never been the guy, he's really good at Iowa State, and now he's the face of a franchise. He got paid a huge contract. All the pressure's on him, and he's got to figure it out. And I think a Jalen Brunson who didn't come into his own till he was 28.
Yeah, that's right.
He was coming off the bench in Dallas.
You typically don't peak in the NBA until you're 27.
Yeah,
which is crazy that the Mavericks traded Luka Doncic to 25.
Right.
Makes it worse.
Yeah. But everyone's he got paid this massive contract. Why isn't he playing like a superstar? And it's the Pacers were kind of in a tough spot. They had to give him that money, so he'll grow into it. But
I think he struggles sometimes with he's not aggressive enough.
No. There's times where he'll drive and he can just do a little
cross half court, bring up the ball, and knowing I'm not going to shoot on this possession.
Yes,
you got to just take what they give you. That's his problem.
He'll have a wide open little floater and he'll kick it out for a 3, and it's buddy, B.
It's some a little Ben Simmons shit on the Sixers where he was so pass friendly, but
right.
You can score. You can get to the rim when you're. How tall is he? 6'7"?
It's pretty tall. It feels like.
Yeah.
You have this length.
He's got it. And he can dunk. I've seen his fast breaks where he is aggressive and he does do that. And you're why can't you just do that every time? Yeah. I can't remember who it was against. Maybe the Pistons, where he just threw it off the backboard to himself, and he will do anything other than just drive the ball like a normal person. He'll throw it off the backboard to himself before he just drives it.
Yeah. That's one of the great things about LeBron is he, I think, realized early on, the all offense runs through me, and sometimes that means I'm going to have to control the whole court and pass it to people and make sure I'm in control of everything that's happening. And other times that means I'm going to need to take the ball and score, and no one else can touch the ball.
Yeah. I think he wants to be a pass first guy, Halliburton as a point guard, and I think he just needs to be a little more aggressive, a little more selfish. And I think, he'll figure it out. He's about to turn 25. He's young. He's young as hell, and he'll figure it out.
Gotta get off those snow bunnies, baby.
Yeah.
So
He's a chaser.
You're not on the Pacers tonight.
I'm just avoiding it. I'm not taking the Pacers with the points just because I don't know who's gonna show up.
Let me ask the Knicks guys then, Phil and Hubs. Where are you guys on this game? Are you guys high on the Knicks?
I expect to win tonight.
Yeah.
Simple as that.
I expect to win, but I think without OG, I trust them a whole lot less. He changes so much on the floor, and he was playing so well pre-injury. That was a tough one. Thankfully, it's only a foot sprain, and it's something more serious. But yeah.
With OG, he can match up on Siakam and just lock down Siakam. Yeah. Siakam's he's so tall that he gives, I think Josh Hart was guarding him for a little bit, and Siakam can just shoot right over Josh Hart. And Siakam can go off, and if OG's there, Siakam can't.
So Towns hasn't been shooting well since he had this little injury, so
but
kind of got to get fixed.
Are you guys leaning the spread, the 2.5? Or you guys leaning the money? Money line is -135.
I don't know if I take a side in this. I might take a prop. I might take a Brunson prop or something.
I may lean that way too.
Okay.
I hate when Josh Hart's points, rebounds, assists are always so fun because he just does everything. I kind of lean that way too. When in doubt, I usually go there.
Let's shift gears.
Wait. Do we have some NFL news?
Okay.
Oh.
For Kenjack?
Oh, boy.
Former Chargers.
Is a serious candidate? Why? Because Kellen Moore got hired there?
Yeah.
That'd be fucking so
They
stupid.
have the relationship.
That'd be so stupid.
Well,
He also like whatever.
You think Staley should not be have any job in the league? You should work somewhere
He
else.
went. What team
Line
did
of work.
you know? What team he went to last year? He went to San Francisco, and their defense immediately became terrible.
Granted, a ton of injuries.
Yeah, they immediately got bad. Like he's just not. You can't hire him.
So you think, like I said, you think a different line of work?
I think defensive assistant. You can't have him as a coordinator
Tough.
anymore. He made his bones being coordinator for like the Rams when they had again best defensive roster on the fucking planet. Like when you're coaching Aaron Donald, it makes your life way easier.
Yeah,
as
it's
a
funny
coordinator.
though that sometimes they say some head coaches are born to be coordinators, and in this instance, you're saying some head coaches are not born to be.
Yeah, you should be.
Some coordinators are
Coordinators-
born to be defensive
Go
assistants.
to
be
law school or
assistants.
something.
Everyone who's like come out of that Chargers team has said the same thing, where it's like he found a way to make things that are so simple, so complicated. Like everything had to have like 18 different layers to it, and like players just couldn't keep up with anything he was telling them to do. It was incredible.
I know Adam Gase, after he got let go by the Jets, he made enough money where I think he just hangs out in Florida. So
Yeah, he left. He was just out.
just hangs out, which I think is what I would do if I was a failed head coach and I made $10 million, $12 million. I think I'd just hang out at home, watch movies, and play my baseball simulator and stuff.
Chill it out, yeah.
Yeah, like so you think that's what
Or go be a fucking coach at like Old Dominion or some shit. I don't know.
Why even do that if you can just hang out? You got the money. Like, you
Yeah,
know,
I don't think he got paid a ton though as a first time head
Okay.
coach. and he
I'd
was
love
only
to
a
see
coordinator.
Adam Gase play Baseball Simulator.
Yeah,
his eyes would go all crazy. All right, so let's talk about the Grizzlies Suns game because this is my pick of the day, and you're a big Suns fan.
yeah.
I'm on the Grizzlies tonight. Suns have looked horrendous. I got them at -3.5. It's already at 4. Where are you with this game? Where are you with the Suns?
They stink. They're terrible. They're awful. Half the team. You think Bradley Beal's not going to play?
Yep.
They already lost to them by 5 right before New Year's. John Morant wasn't even playing. They've lost to every team of substance recently, and they've barely beat barely beat the Jazz a couple days ago, and they've lost to some bad teams. They lost back to the fucking Trailblazers.
Hey, they've been playing a lot better.
I mean,
Trailblazers are
back to back losses to the Trailblazers is bad.
I watched the one that went to overtime. I watched that game.
Yeah, but that's against like the.
And it was just something else that they lost that game. I could not believe they ended up actually. The whole game it felt like Durant will just find a way at the very
Suns
end.
have lost 5 of the
Everyone
last
just kept
7.
coming at 'em.
Hasn't Portland won like 10 of their last 12?
Finally,
Like,
I think
they're
they lost last
Yeah.
night to Denver, but they were on fire for a little bit. I
yeah.
was like, are they going to be a play-in team?
right.
They lost by 5 to the. This is the way I think about it. They lost by 5 to them, right, like December 31st, right? If that was without Ja in this game,
Correct.
I like Grizzlies -6.5 plus 130. I'm taking that.
So like an alternate spread.
Yeah, alternate spread.
All right.
I moved that, dude, because like it was like -108 for 4.5 or 4 something. I'm like, that's not even. I think they're gonna kind of fuck them up.
So the Suns, like I said, have lost 5 of the last 7. They've won 2 in that stretch, obviously, against the Warriors, who I think are kind of a lousy team.
Yeah.
Plus, it was before the Jimmy Butler trade.
Exactly.
And then they beat the Jazz, who were just terrible. And they took an overtime to beat the Jazz.
Exactly.
So the Suns. So how disappointed are you in the Suns? The Suns have been kind of embarrassed you this year, right?
They have been so bad since both the Beal and the Nurkic trade. And I know people are like, oh, well, they had a hot start to the year. The second they made both those trades, I was like, these are terrible. Beal, but the no trade is obviously something that's going to be discussed about. Like, how the fuck did Bradley Beal get a no trade clause? But the Nurkic one specifically, the trading away and losing Ayton and all those guys, like, not that Ayton is some superstar, but Nurkic, like, open door defender, barely stays healthy, like, just not a value, a plus, and now he's gone. And, like, everything that they have done, with the exception of Durant, because Durant has been fantastic, as everyone knew he would be, it's been awful. Like, Grayson Allen is the best addition that they've made other than Kevin Durant, which I love Grayson Allen, but that can't be your best free agent or whatever acquisition for your team. They've just been bad. They stink.
So what do they do? So right now they're 26-26. They're the 11th seed. They wouldn't even make the playing game right now. They have Kevin Durant, who's having a very nice year this year, but he's 1,000 years old. What did they do here? How do we?
You have no choice but to play it out, and I think a lot of it's going to depend on how they work Beal, because you're handcuffed. You're fighting with like one hand behind your back in this offseason with Beal because of the no trade, and I don't know. There's just like a lot of different. I don't know what you do, because like you just need to buy in this year and hope maybe something happens, but in this offseason you need to make a lot of changes.
So the franchise is fucked for a while.
They're fucked for a little bit at least, and the good thing is that I just have supreme faith in Devin Booker because he is just incredible. He's younger than Jalen Brunson, and he's like the franchise leader in points.
I don't understand why
he's one of the older franchises.
I don't understand why he is so happy in Phoenix.
Why Booker is?
Why isn't he?
Weather's nice. It's nice
right?
out there, man.
No, but like at some point you gotta want to win, right?
Great place. He's the face of the franchise, and to the Suns' credit, they clearly, as soon as Ishbia took over, like they tried. They got
but-
Kevin Durant, who's this
but
one
it
B
didn't
player.
work. So they're like, I don't know. Like so many NBA players ask out, and Devin Booker just like, I'm gonna stay in Phoenix and do my thing.
Again, I think part of it is just like he really gets to be face of the franchise guy. Like they paid him ass ton of money, and they made the effort at least. I don't agree with the Beal. I didn't agree with Nurkic. Completely agreed with Durant, and I think that they've at least tried. And that I would give them credit for, at least if I was Booker.
If I could take a prop bet right now that Booker and Luka will be a team, a combo in the Lakers at some point, I would take
You
that.
think Booker's going to the Lakers?
Yeah, when LeBron gets his way out of there.
All right.
I have a different thought.
Feels like a Laker.
Phil's a different thought. Phil's
hate
a
each
lot of
other's
different
guts.
thoughts.
I've been saying I think this summer's when the Suns just blow it up. They hit the nuke button.
They should. I think they should.
I think
I agree with you.
Devin Booker goes to Houston, and the Suns get all their picks back from whatever trade they made. Oh, why do Rockets have all the Suns picks again?
I forget which trade it was. It might have been a flip.
Yeah, I forgot why they have those picks, but I think that makes sense. And then Kevin Durant, I think, gets traded to whoever's like a 1 or 2 seed this summer, just because he goes. That's where he always ends up.
Yeah, I agree, Phil, with your philosophy that they should blow up. This is a franchise going nowhere.
That's
fast.
what I mean. Like, it's not like
blow it up.
There's no path that I'm getting better. Like,
no.
They have two of the best players in the NBA, and then just like a mile of shit. A mile of shit.
But one of those best players is very old.
Yeah, no,
You
I
can't
agree.
You can't wait around.
Yeah, and
Who's
I
a
wouldn't
fun
want.
place for Booker? The Thunder. Like if they get out, if they don't make the conference championship or
afford
the
him?
conference finals or the finals, like, and the reason they'll lose, if you watch Thunder games, like, it's just offense will sputter sometimes. They're great defensively, and Shea is incredible, but you can see, like, okay, like they can go on scoring droughts here and there, not often because they win so many games, but in the playoffs, defense tightens up and all that. I could see maybe them using all their picks to go get Devin Booker.
well, yeah, can they win a title with Jalen Williams as their second best player?
Right, that's what I'm saying. It's like,
And they have the picks to go get whoever they want.
Yeah, exactly.
maybe that's the guy. Maybe that's the.
Phil, can you pull up that DraftKings futures as far as making the playoffs or not in the NBA?
Yep, I'll pull it up now.
Yeah, I think I completely agree that would be a smart move for them to make, and I think the Thunder need kind of that veteran hand a little bit. I think would help.
They might be very well set as they are.
I think they are too.
They are.
But like having that kind of like that, it's like when the Celtics, who were super talented in the '80s, went and got Bill Walton. Like, and this is a great comment. Bill Walton was washed, and Booker's
He's
still
a
an
good
amazing
six-man
player.
for him, yeah.
But just having an extra guy in there just helps.
They also like they can afford him, right? Like
Cap wise, I think you could.
You
the
find
Thunder,
a way.
that is.
You find a way.
They're not like so fucked where
getting paid, like,
it's not like the
60 a
Celtics
year.
where they're so over that like they can move shit around.
Yeah.
And also, it's like a smart move by like teams like Houston, OKC, and Memphis to like ride out, like see what these young guys can do in the playoffs. And then in the summer, you're like, oh, we need to get over the hump. Let's get this guy because this team is too good. We have to do something.
Part of my brain also tells me like Ishbia kind of is playing this almost like a 2K player, where like he would never want to give up Booker no matter what. Like he'll do anything he can to get some big name here that'll make him happy in his brain, whatever. But like I don't know that he would ever ship out Booker.
Yeah.
Is that something part of the equation?
These
at least to
are
me.
some odds.
Okay, great. So this is to make the playoffs here, right?
Yeah, what team you want to look at? Phoenix is plus 230.
Yeah.
Well, right off the bat, you got
Don't worry about that
I got
one.
the Sixers at plus 160. The Sixers team is a train wreck, but there is a path for them to get here.
Kane's out for the year, right? Like
I don't know if there is.
In the East to get to the play-in game, maybe then you get lucky. I'm saying it's plus 160. It's not crazy.
They just had to get past so the playing game counts as the playoffs. Is that no? Okay.
You have to get the top 8 seed.
Yeah, I don't know if they can.
Okay, it is minus 200.
If McCain
I
is
saw-
out for the rest of the year, which I think he is, then no.
I saw a crazy stat that was like I'm not sure. I think he is. I saw a crazy stat that was Paul George has uploaded more YouTube clips than field goals made.
He's
this
basically
season.
Tobias Harris.
Yeah.
And as much as people want to shit on the Doncic trade, like that was the worst acquisition maybe ever. Like 18 first-round picks for Paul George.
An old Paul George.
It's up there for like one of the worst trades in history.
It's
like,
hard to look at
unbelievable.
all the capital that they gave up. And it's
Like,
like, how?
What's worse, that or the Boston Brooklyn trade?
The Boston Brooklyn trade.
Yeah.
Sorry. McCain is out for the year.
Yeah, he's been out.
100%.
He's been out for
I just didn't know if he had a chance
And
to
then
come
obviously
back for playoffs.
Embiid is always day to day, but that's just life in the NBA. Other ones that I think are interesting here: the Atlanta Hawks,
Yep, Hawks
plus
are-
105 to
Yeah.
make it, minus 125 not to. So I mean, I don't hate that play for them to get in.
They're in 8th right?
They're in 8th, and the Magic are right behind them. I see the Magic taking that spot. I know. The The Magic have had injuries. But
Remember, it's the playing game. So you got the Heat, Hawks, Magic, and Bulls right now. The Heat and Bulls suck. So the Magic and Hawks both could get in.
I like the Magic. They're feisty. I
Yeah.
can see them.
They just don't score.
It is a problem.
It's
but
they can lock you down.
I like
Oh my
an
So
God, can
long.
They lock you down.
I
They
like
are
an energy
so
team in the
frustrating
playoffs.
to play, but they cannot score.
They're a prison ball. You don't want to see them.
yeah, like they're just a
Oh,
full on energy.
You're gonna get
team.
beat up. Like you're like whoever you play the next round will beat you.
You know what it reminded me of?
So damn
It
it.
reminded me of. Do you remember when the Suns played the Pelicans and it was like that Nico fucking what's his name just like harassing everybody at full court press, like it was just nonstop, dude.
Yeah.
That's what I feel like with them.
I'm gonna make a play right now. Chicago Bulls. I know you the Bulls stink.
Oh, I could
get it.
I could be sold on them.
Plus 3,000 to make the playoffs. Right now
Wow.
yes, to make the playoffs, Chicago Bulls plus 3,000, and right now they would be in the playoff game. Now look, they stink. They're probably not going to win, but plus 3,000. Yeah, I'm doing that right now.
That's
Yeah.
good value, but I just know this is going to end up with them losing the play-in game. Big Cat selling runner-up play-in shirts again, like he does every
Sure,
year.
but if they get in the plane and you have plus 3,000 for them to win,
It's great value. I'm not knocking
if
that.
I bet $33 on them, which I'm going to do right now, that means I would win $1,000, $1,023 if they make the playoffs. So that's happening.
Their January
worth
was
it.
so bad.
They stink. They stink. I'm not. And look, and they're not going to even be the 9 seed. They are 22 and 31. The 9 seed, the Magic, are 26 and 29 and a better team. So they're only going to either fall out of the play-in game or be the 10 seed. Having said that, though, why not? Plus 3,000? Okay.
And when we're talking like major markets, you can make a case like they're the worst run team in the NBA. Like they're up there. Like you're a big market city, Chicago Bulls, iconic franchise, and you just cannot build even like a playoff
in
team.
10 years, basically.
Yeah.
All right, I have another one I like here. Dallas Mavericks plus 145 to make the playoffs. Plus money to make the playoffs. Dallas Mavericks. They still have Kyrie. I know Anthony Davis is apparently,
If he's back in a month, then.
you could get a report. You could take that at 145, and then in 3 hours we find that he's out for the year, and that's 400.
Yeah.
That's true. That's a smart play. So maybe hold off on that, but keep an eye on it. But right now, though, they are 28 and 26. Now, they are only a game out of missing the play-in game because they have 28 wins. The Suns are 26 and 26.
Yeah.
And, the Suns easily could jump in there.
the Spurs. The Spurs are down there, but I think they've made some moves.
They looked good last night.
Yeah.
I like the Spurs. Oh, you know who loves the Spurs? Is Meek Phil.
Yeah, I mean,
Spurs are plus 600.
I like
Make the playoffs?
Make the
Yeah,
playoffs?
to make the playoffs.
Okay.
I like that.
Oh, I don't
like
mind
that a lot.
that
yeah.
at all,
And
right?
they'll have the best player on the floor if they're in the playing games.
Wemby, potentially the best 2 players. On the
So here's the problem.
Yeah.
So they are
Wemby and Fox, 61 points last night.
They're 3 games out of the play-in game. But they have to leapfrog over the Suns, which is tough. And then you have the Warriors, Kings, Mavericks.
I assume the
Do you
Kings.
leap over the Kings and Mavericks?
The Kings, I think they're gonna fall. I mean,
so,
they've
too.
kinda-
Mavericks are going to go down at least the next month and change.
yeah.
Can this
might not.
600?
I think it's doable. The Suns, no one really wants to play there. Like everyone's like, yeah.
It's only 2 games back in the loss column of
What's
like
the pop?
these teams.
What's the pop status? Did he come back at all this year?
I couldn't tell you.
That's I'll look it up.
I'm gonna put,
I think of
I'm
all
gonna
those
put a tiny bit on that, right? There's
What are the odds
they're
again?
2 back in the
600. The Spurs make the playoffs.
They're
Yeah,
2
I like
back in the
that.
loss column of Dallas, Sacramento, and Golden State. They just have, and Phoenix. Like they have to only pass 2 of those teams to get into the play-in.
I don't mind that at all. I like that play.
I like it. I don't like betting on the Mavs. But I would take a flyer on the Spurs.
Me too. I'm with you on that.
Plus they play hard. I love Castle. Fox is seemingly a really good fit for
They're a lot better than they were last year, that's for
Yep.
sure.
Yeah. for
See in the
sure.
vision.
Pieces there.
DraftKings,
For the Warriors right now.
DraftKings is down on the Kings, plus 210 to make the playoffs.
That's crazy because
Um,
those guys. I was watching them last night in that Mavericks game. Like I don't know, Levine was looking pretty good. DeRozan
The DeRozan buzzer beater was
9 or something.
I mean, they just rebuilt the Bulls. It's Levine,
kinda.
and DeRozan, a European big man.
Yes, and what's the bonus? Yeah, a better European big man. Granted,
Yeah.
but yeah.
That's about the Warriors. Warriors are minus 135 to make the playoffs,
Yeah, I
which
like
I think is lousy.
I like that.
You can take them plus 110. I like that a lot.
They look
Warriors,
so much better. They look so
they
much.
have to win right now 2 games just to make it there, and that's
Yeah,
assuming they make the
yeah,
playoffs.
yeah. I mean, to be fair, that is for all these teams.
Yeah.
No. No. If you're like the 7 or 8, you have to win 1 and you're in.
Spurs would be.
Spurs would likely be right.
They're tied in the loss. They're a half game back of the 8 seed.
But like the Minnesota Timberwolves right now are the 7 seed.
Yeah.
You'd have to win 1 and you're in.
I think Golden State can get up to the 7.
I don't.
Well, no. If Golden State gets up to the 8, then they have to win 1 game.
Yeah, sorry, 7 or 8. Yeah,
8 is more likely than
I
7.
watched them the last 2 nights. But there's such a sigh of relief from Curry with Butler on the floor, where, like, there's just a second option. They didn't have anything before this. It was Draymond Green.
You had Wiggins, I guess.
That's not
like an offensive.
I know.
Jimmy Butler's ability to get fouled and go to the line. They were listing their stats. They're like, in every free throw stat, they are 28th or worse. Like Jimmy's gonna change that. Jimmy gets to the line. He's just another
plus defender.
Yeah, man.
Not that Wiggins wasn't.
He
but
looks
still.
a little rejuvenated too out there, and that was kind of expected with the trade because obviously he couldn't be less interested in basketball in Miami. But
he's got extra motivation.
Curry,
now.
I think 4 straight games with 30 plus for the first time in 4 years, something like that.
All right, here's the flip side. His knees are fucked up. He's having trouble playing back-to-backs. Jimmy Butler also has issues staying on the court, even beyond the personality stuff. He has injuries. He's 35 years old. Like, you're talking about an optimum situation where both these guys are healthy. I don't think that world is necessarily a likely one.
I mean, injuries happen.
They happen a lot more to older guys who are banged up than they do to younger guys who aren't.
I'm just saying, health. If they get health, I
if.
like how they look right now. There's a little bit of a little shot of life right now in the Warriors.
Can I say something contradictory? It's crazy Clemmer's talking down on the Warriors. Meanwhile, he's ready to take the Mavericks to make the playoffs. Yeah. Andy Davis might just be wrapping
half
the season
team's
today.
dead. Yeah,
but it's plus money. It's
fair point. It's a fair point. Andy Davis may literally. We might get news later today. He's out for the year. And you're more in on them than
I believe more in Kyrie. I believe in Kyrie. I don't
think Kyrie can just take a team by himself.
No, I don't
think Kyrie can do that.
I also don't think. The Warriors trade away a lot of depth to go get Jim Butler. Depth they kind of almost didn't have.
Kept Kuminga.
They did, but they lost other guys.
And they also didn't have him last night. Now, granted, they play the Bucks. No Giannis, sure, but I'm just saying how they look.
I'm sour on the Warriors. I think that trade was stupid.
Let's talk about the
stupid
depth.
trade, by the way.
The depth they traded was what? Wiggins.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Who else?
Schroeder, who's useless.
Anderson.
He got moved on.
Kyle Anderson, nobody.
Nothing.
They didn't give any good players.
Schroeder is decent.
No.
Schroeder
was doing nothing for them.
Yeah.
Who do they have left? They didn't have much of a bench anyway, though.
They didn't have anybody, and they traded nobody.
Gary Payton is a nice piece for them. They like how he plays. Looney's a little. You know who actually was great last night? Quentin Post, the BC kid.
He's pretty good.
Holy shit, man! He had a 5-minute stretch where I was like, am I watching like a 7-foot Steph Curry?
He's got some range.
With like his threes. Yeah. It looked like there was a purpose with the they weren't like mistake threes. Like, he's confident in shooting the ball. Granted, it's Quentin Post. We're talking about a 4-year guy out of college, whatever. But man, that was a nice little whoa. What's going on here?
All right, so where do you guys? Okay, let's say the Warriors do make the playoffs. Let's say you guys are right. You guys are very. Everyone in this, I feel like everyone in this office loves Curry so much, which is great. He's a great player for sure. A great player. Where does it end for them? How far do they go? Because I think that trade they made was so stupid. I think trading away picks when they should be getting picks is insane right now for this team that I think has no chance of making the NBA.
You'd rather they blow it up, like trade Curry.
Absolutely, you've long said that. They're never gonna do that.
Well, that's stupid.
They
so once again, where do you see this season ending for them then?
Probably second round of the playoffs, honestly.
Wow, definitely worth trading away first then.
And then next year,
35.
Next year though, with Butler, you try and rearrange it a little better.
With what?
I think you got to dump Draymond.
Yeah.
You got to dump. Buddy Hield can't be your starting player in your team. I don't think. I think you got to get at least
You're just
more
not
guys.
trading Steph Curry. They're just not doing it.
I understand they're not, but they're stupid for not doing it.
I think I would actually agree with you, at least in the West too. Like,
what are we doing here? Like, it's living a lie. It's like thinking you're rich because you have all this money on credit.
Also, fans
no, the future's going to come. It's going to be awful.
Fans go to the game to see Steph Curry.
All right, great.
Like that's part of it, though. That's why you're not trading him.
No, that's stupid, though. Fans go to games because they want to see their team win.
I'll tell you what it all fucked.
That's why they will go to games.
Wiseman busting out like he did. Like if they nailed the Wiseman pick, what was he, third overall?
Second
overall? Second
They
overall?
could have took LaMelo.
Right. If they nailed that Wiseman pick,
yes.
Then you're talking like that's where this all went to shit.
I agree because they got like a kind of a lucky break by getting in the high pick.
100%. That was their chance to like reset. The Curry years. that fucked them bad.
It's
The
obviously
repercussions
not as
after the-
tragic, but similar like Celtics with Len Bias. Like that was their chance to have this whole new era come in to replace Bird, Parrish, and McHale, and it all got fucked up.
Sure, Wiseman must love that comparison.
Yeah.
Guess what? I mean,
Live at
yep.
the moment.
Yeah, well, he's doing better than Len, but
Did I see Jahlil Okafor sign somewhere?
Yes.
did he really?
With an NBA team?
Bro,
Pacers.
he has
He's with the Pacers?
It's a 10-day
No
contract.
fucking way.
The Pacers were supposed to take Alex Lynn, but then when the Mark Williams trade got fucked up,
up
Alex
on the
Lynn's going
board.
to the Lakers, and now the
Is he
Pacers.
gonna play?
He was on the well. He
He's
was
played in 4 years.
so. He
Yes,
was on the
abroad or something, right?
no. He's on the Mad Ants.
Oh.
Wayne Mad Ants,
Yeah,
baby.
sorry, he's played in the NBA.
So I think because Miles Turner might be hurt, they're just bringing him,
Bro, how
him up
shocked
in
was
case
he
they
when
need
he
him
got-
against the Knicks.
when You got a phone call. Like, you want to play in the NBA team? Excuse me?
He's
Yeah.
playing in the fucking Puerto Rican basketball league and China in the
That's
last
it.
year.
The Puerto Rican basketball league is a tough league. They a lot of competition.
No respect.
He was playing on a Chinese league that doesn't even have a Wikipedia page last year. Like that's not great.
That's just the government trying to keep it under wraps.
He last played an NBA game May 16th, 2021.
Holy shit. That actually feels more recent than I would have imagined. I would have guessed like 2019.
Good for him.
I like Okafor.
I thought he was gonna be a lot better than
Me too. I was way
Everyone
off him.
did.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
know, I know. I hung with it way too long. Though. I wouldn't have sold my Okafor stock because it was way too late.
That big grouping of like Nerlens Noel, like him and Embiid. I was gonna be like, holy shit, this is gonna be like the best
And Simmons.
big man grouping of all time.
Oh.
He just
All right, so let's talk picks here. We have a earlier hard out than normal today. What do you guys have for picks?
I got a little parlay.
Ooh, spicy.
I just took 4 of these games. I like Grizzlies over Suns, which we talked about. This is all money line. 76ers over Raptors. Barrett, Grady, Dick, Ingram, Tucker, all out. Lost in Toronto. I think 76ers can win this one. Knicks over Pacers, which we already discussed. Pistons over Bulls is the last one. So they split the series. Both were in Detroit. Now it's in Chicago. Lonzo has a knee. I don't know. I like Pistons over Bulls. Total is plus 417.
Ooh, all right.
Yep.
I'm on the Grizzlies minus 3.5. It's minus 115, and I took a couple bets today. Bulls to make the playoffs plus 3,000. That's it's like I said, $33 pays out 1,000. And then I took the Spurs plus 600. I'm riding with my guy Meek Phil. Phil and I are Spurs boys now.
Yep. I actually have a title odd on them, like 10, like it's $10 to win like 2,500.
You threw a bunch of stuff on before the season started too on them.
Yes.
You were high on them.
I have their win prop too.
How do you feel
I'll
about
throw a
those
number out of
San
that.
Antonio
It
women?
must be coming close.
Yeah.
Anything for you, Hubs?
Knicks money line parlayed with Josh Hart's points, rebounds, assists over 31.5 plus 186.
You like the Knicks in it? Okay. Dibsy.
Yeah, I don't know what Pacers team is going to show up tonight, so I'm avoiding money line or anything like that.
Respect.
You say OG is out?
Seems like it.
Okay.
I'd
Then
imagine out.
Yeah, if OG's out, I'm taking Pascal Siakam plus 21 points. And then I'm also taking Benedict Mathurin plus 15 points.
You like Mather.
I love Benedict Mathurin. He's been playing great. Against the Lakers, he was like the only one who showed up.
He'll kill us tonight.
Yeah, Benedict Mathurin's good. He kind of slows the ball the ball down a little bit for the Pacers, and it's a weird combination with him and Halliburton, but
You guys are a great name team.
I need it to work. I almost wore my Mathurin shirt. I'm all in on Benedict Mathurin. He's a dog. He's not afraid of anybody. I love it.
Anything for you, Phil? Any picks?
Brunson 30 plus 105. Just feels like a game where he just gets his no matter what.
105.
And I also say I'm on the Spurs plus 600 to make the play.
Ooh, all
I love it. I love that.
Oh, let's go.
Um,
You want to be a Spurs boy with me and Phil?
Path is
absolutely.
open. Is their schedule hard though for the rest?
I have no
That's
idea.
all
I have no idea.
If
Um,
Wemby doesn't matter.
Yeah, they're the best player in basketball.
Listen,
Can I?
if they're in the play-in, like they'll have the best player on the floor.
And I think, and also that means they've been red hot to get there.
Yeah.
So then, like, they're gonna be playing against some creaky teams, I think, too.
Oh yeah, this middle of the month for them over the next course of the next month is not great. It's like Charlotte, Dallas twice, Sacramento,
Here we go.
Brooklyn.
No, looks great to me. You say not great. I think. It
No,
looks
I mean, is in the talent they're playing is
Yeah,
not.
let's
great.
They
go.
do have to
Spurs.
get the wins though, because they did just lose a game to the Hornets like the other night. Like Miles Bridges hit a corner 3 on them.
We gotta get some W's.
It's an old day. They have time.
All right, thank you. We'll be back tomorrow, and then Thursday it's gonna be Hubsy and I doing a baseball show. That's gonna be fun. But tomorrow, back Pick Central. Thanks everybody for watching.
Sweet.